for King Edmund's Palace. Now we're going to have a look at King Edmund's Palace in Pucklechurch. Hopefully we'll be able to see at least something. Yeah, so we're off to King Edmund's Palace, and hopefully we're going to be able to get in there and take some pictures. It's a beautiful palace. Right, oh, I'm going up a hill. I'll see you there. God, look at that. Goose eggs, £1 each. Look at the size of them. They're like tennis balls. Obviously squash tennis balls. They got a little honesty jar or box. And bags. £1 each. I might have to have a go at some of them. I wonder how long they take to boil. Right, here we are. This is King Edmund's Palace. Obviously there's not much here now, but there are lumps and bumps. And what they would have had is you'd have big halls, and probably somewhere to do the horseshoes and make the pots and things. And then inside the big hall, they would have had big feasts, you know, big fire in the middle of the room. The smoke would have gone up through the roof, and they would have been like big thatched buildings. So yeah, this is the site of King Edmund's Palace, and he was murdered in 946 AD. So yeah, this is the palace. Not that much you can see now, but all you're going to find now is if you got some archaeologists in, would be wooden post holes, dark stains in the ground. You'd have to whip off the topsoil with a JCB, like they do on Time Team, and there would be exposed these dark stains in the ground to show where the post holes were. And I wouldn't bother coming up and detecting this field because it's a scheduled monument and protected by a £20,000 fine for detecting here. So don't bother. The whole area has probably been done to death by nighthawkers anyway. You wouldn't find a thing unless you had like a super deep detector like mine. Right, let's get onto the church. Oh, there's the gate I've just come in. There's the spire. Look, it's 10:05 in the morning. I'm getting up earlier and earlier to do these videos. Right, what we got in here then? We've got the God, that's a perfect yew tree for longbows. Look at all those nice long thin branches. Ooh, pigeon. Oh look, this grave has collapsed and they've just piled up all the stones. Let's have a see. Age 69, 1826, 1817. There's stones here in better condition, slightly. Oh, looks like this person's been forgotten about. So this is the sort of thing I was talking about with my spear. Now this is the wrought iron fence. And you can see that's solid metal all the way down, and you would have had a big joint like that in it anyway. So you wouldn't have had a wooden shaft going into the back of the spearhead. Now that one's different to that one. Strange. Right, can we see anything on this grave here? Died in 1825, age 67. John... what's that? Easley? Something... Hunderlson? Something like that. But there's another one that's fallen over and they've stacked it all up. Strange that, isn't it? You'd think they'd stand it up properly. But I think this graveyard is a bit sort of less well maintained. It's a bit higgledy-piggledy, and the grass is very long. And there's ant hills everywhere. Right, let's walk around the back, see what else we can find. Oh, there's a bicycle over there. Oh, there's an extension to the graveyard. Now, apparently this side is maintained by the local authorities. So that's why it looks a bit more cared for. There's a gate over there. I wonder where it goes. Ah, some playing fields. Now there is a pub over there. It's called the Star. Obviously it's not open at the moment, but it's a cider house. I'm not that keen on cider. Gives me indigestion. Yeah, it's all nice and neat. Well, it's certainly crammed in here. That's probably why they had to have the extension. Now, there's another one of these Saxon looking gravestones. So perhaps it's something to do with the church. Let's have a quick look. Frederick William something Young. Frederick William Young. 1922, aged 65. Vicar of the parish. Oh, Vicar of Puckle Church. That's so. These gravestones are the vicars. Interesting. Well, they have Saxon grave stones. Obviously, there must be some reason. Oh, look. This is that grave over here. Is it a grave? Might not be a grave. It's full of white bells. That's one thing you can do, because look at the little plant pots. They've got fake flowers in them, because obviously they don't live very long. But if you were to put in wild flowers, they'd probably last a lot longer. Well, they would. Right, some people are over there working, so I'm not going to walk around this side. But yeah, it's a nice church. Apparently, the vicar's doing services online now. Ooh, look at that lovely weathercock. Yeah, gold, look. Gold weathercock. Right, that's it now. I'm going to head off to a nearby village that's got another church, and just have a little bit of a cycle round in the countryside, see what I can find. Oh, he's a funny looking bugger. Right, this is Abson Church, and I remember coming here when I was a kiddie. Because it's quite poignant if I can find them. We did a history lesson when I was at school. During the Black Death, the plague, there's mass graves here. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to find them because it looks a bit overgrown, this graveyard. Well, this yew tree's been here for a few years. Now, for some strange reason, this graveyard is full of roses. Rose plants on all the graves, which is really strange. I don't think I've ever seen that before. There's roses everywhere. There's some people in here, so I'll see if I can find these mounds. How about that for a style? Huge slab of stone. Right, these graves got to be in here somewhere. I think they might be underneath these yew trees, because yews apparently do grow very well if they're planted on good fertiliser, i.e. bodies. Just a bit gruesome, but there are no graves underneath the yew trees. Now, for a packed graveyard like this, there's, you'd think they'd be able to put some bodies underneath here. And there's another monstrous one here. Look, monstrous! Look at the size of that. These are slow growing. That is huge. That's about 5 feet across, that. So yeah, I reckon the mounds might be underneath the trees here. So I can walk round a bit. That is huge. I don't think I've seen one so big. But it's got a good fertiliser underneath them, methinks. Oh look, that's a bit different. I'll zoom in on that. What do you suppose that is? It looks like someone bent over. Looks a bit queer actually, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks very queer. Yeah, let's see if we can find some more queer looking things. That's a nice arch, look. Looks a bit Norman, that does. Got the water butt. It's got a sundial on the front of the church. I wonder if it's accurate. What's that? X is 10, 11, 12. So 12 X, so it's 10. Is that yeah, 10 o'clock? I don't know, is that accurate? I can't work. It looks like it's backwards. 1767 on the top it says. See that? Walk round this way a bit. Yeah, 1787. I wonder if it's actually working. Yeah, X is 10. So about 10ish in the morning? What's about 10? Oh no, it can't be 10 in the morning. It's got to be at least 12, I would have thought. Anyway, I don't know if that's working. Whether it's set up right. Oh, it's a winged serpent. That noise you can hear is birds in the clock tower. That funny looking tower going up one side. Is that an old bell tower? Perhaps that's original, and the tower, the bigger one's older, newer. Some of these churches just had bell towers in the old days. They didn't have spires. There we go, there's a bit of a Norman arch. Oh, it's a beautiful spot. Look, there's the Cotswold Hills. Hopefully I'll be able to head to a village called, what's it called? Doyton. I think it's called Doyton now. So I'm going to head out to a village called Doyton. I'm going to have to slow down and stop because I had to stop because the wind is blowing into the microphone. It'll be causing a bit of a noise. But look at that field over there. It's got full of buttercups. Full of buttercups. Yeah, beautiful spot. An old church, an old farmhouse way off over there. I bet this place is full of hammered coins, these fields. Little stream at the bottom. Would be a lovely little place to get down there with your metal detector. Oh, here's my little babbling brook. When the nobles on their horses used to jump the stream, sometimes their hammered coins, medieval coins, would jump out of their pockets. And I found numerous medieval coins on both sides of streams. But there's no wind down here. It's a lovely little avenue of trees. The blackbirds are tweeting and chirping. Beautiful. So it's well worth getting a pedal bike and going out into the countryside if that's available to you. Especially in springtime when all the flowers and the leaves are coming out. There's a billion shades of green. This is Duyton village. We're not going to bother with the church because we've done 2 churches today, and I'll save that church for another day. But yeah, lovely little cottages. There's a pub coming up, which is a really nice one. The Cross House. We've got a lovely smoking shelter. Look at that. Little smoking shelter. Oak beams. Yeah, that's a nice pub. Got good ale in there. Well worth a visit when we're lockdown stops happening. Yeah. What's that say over there? There's a plaque on the wall. Duyton is recorded in the Domesday Book of 1086 by William the Conqueror. That's the pesky Normans. Yeah. Oh, it's got how many slaves? 10 slaves, 8 ploughs. There's always slaves. It had a value of £8. Oh. I'll give them £8 for it now for the whole village. Oh, look at those little chocolate box cottages. Cost a fortune, I bet. Well, there's the church, but we're going to save that one for another day. Look, yew trees again. These pesky yew... Oh, that one's not. Yew trees are getting everywhere. God, look at that field there. That's probably full of hammered coins. Crops are only just starting to come up. What are those people doing over there? They better not be metal detecting. If they were, they wouldn't be wearing white. It'd be a bit silly, wouldn't it? Oh no, they're walking. They're walking. All right, I'll let them off. Ah, yes. Look, they've got a little babbling brook right next to it. Probably full of American crayfish, ready to be munched. Yeah, look on that field over there, look. See that? There's some strip lynchets over there. That's medieval ploughing. Doing like terracing. So yeah, that could be, it could be laden with medieval coins. That field. Ooh, what a beautiful spot. Squawking crows, that is. That's crows squawking. Oh, a beautiful old farmhouse. Beautiful. When was it built? There's a thing on the entrance hall. There's a date. Does that say 1853 or 8? 1850s. I would have thought that was older. So a lovely old place. Oh, yeah, I found a spot, a concrete block on the side of the road. Right, we got speckled hen today. Old speckled hen. Nice real ale. 5%. I like them strongish. Oh, yeah. Perch here in the blue sky, hardly a cloud in it. Lovely can of beer. Is it going to fizz? Yeah. It fizzed. I'm bouncing around in a pedal bike for 15 miles. Oh, it's beautiful here. Yeah, fair old ride out today. Oh, it's a ploughed field just over there, like freshly ploughed. I don't think I've ever seen so many cyclists going up and down this road. just coming down this road, I must have seen 20 cyclists. 20. When I first went out early this morning, there was no one around. It's probably the best time to go out when you want to do filming, because trying to do filming when there's so many people around, you've got to keep turning the camera off because it looks like you're talking to yourself. Right, I better down this beer before a police car turns up. You know, they like you to be exercising and not resting drinking beer. I think they might slightly frown against that. But you've got to have a break. Can't be pedalling all the time. And I've certainly pedalled up some hills today. Right, I'm going to down this beer and I'll see you when I go out tomorrow. I'm thinking possibly tomorrow of going to an Iron Age hill fort. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? An Iron Age hill fort. Cheers!